Hello scholars, welcome back to the Kemet Maasai Academy. We are continuing our series of motivational videos for students. As usual, I'm reading from the Student's Master Plan, Hardcore Rules for a Lifetime of Success. The topic that I'm looking at now is Make No Excuses. We live in the tropics. Well, I live in the tropics. Tell me where you live in the comments. I live in the tropics. Very rarely can the weather be used as an excuse not to go to class. We don't have 5 feet of snow piled up for miles, blocking the path between home and school. The occasional hurricane is a treat for truants. But outside of that, it's hard to come up with viable excuses to stay in bed. But students can be resourceful. If you start from the position that your teachers mean you well and follow that logic through to say that whatever is assigned is to your ultimate benefit, then it stands to reason that you should make every effort to do whatever is assigned. If a little more is being demanded of you than usual, rise to the challenge. Don't wimp out, especially not before giving it your best shot. There have been times when we've had periods of heavy rains, sometimes for days on end, especially in September and October. 1 or 2 of the students that I tutor may turn up, and when they see that it's only them, ask me if they can go back home. Of course, my answer is a resounding no. And their answer is a resounding, but miss, it's only me. How can we have class with only me? All the better. If I were a student, I'd pray for rainy days when it could be only me and the teacher. More attention, more time to iron out the little things that need to be ironed out. Students who make excuses grow up to be workers who make excuses, do sloppy work, hold up production, and get fired. People who are sincerely interested don't make excuses. They make efforts. They try every way possible to complete the task rather than surrender on the first half-hearted attempt. They don't mind getting a little wet or a little sweaty. They persevere. Don't make excuses. Make an effort. Now, I started by saying I live in the tropics, which I do, so I'm coming to you from Jamaica. Actually from the sunshine city of Portmore in St. Catherine, Jamaica. And in Portmore we say whenever we get rain, the entire island is getting rain. So that's why we call ourselves the sunshine city. Nonetheless, there are periods, for example, in the months of May and September, October, the rainy time, we call it rainy time, when we have torrential rains or we have a system just sitting over the island, a low pressure system just sitting over the island and dumping tons of rain on us. But listen up, we have a culture where unless it's a storm, unless it's a hurricane, your parents will be sending you out to school. Alright? Rain or shine, you're going to be sent to school. And that's a good culture, because we should not allow ourselves to make excuses. Get your umbrella, get your water boots if possible, if necessary. Get your raincoat and go about business. Because when Jamaican nationals or Caribbean nationals go abroad, they have to very well make their way to school or to work in several inches or sometimes even feet of snow. They have to shovel their way out of the house every morning and get on with it and do what they have to do, right? Which is right. We should not allow the weather, unless it's a severe system, to hinder us from seeking our education. And our parents have that very strong culture of sending us out. We can't go to them with any foolishness. If you're sick, you're gonna have to prove it. You can't feign sickness, because our Jamaican parents, and I would extend it to Caribbean parents, because I've heard other Caribbean nationals express the same sentiment. Unless you are dying and you can prove that you're dying, you will be shipped off to school. Right. So there have been times when even when there is a system, a low pressure system about, you will actually have to go to school and then be sent back home. Right? So that's the that's the general rule. You don't sit at home and assume that no school will be keeping that day because of the torrential rain. You make your way to school, and then you are told, okay, we're not having school. If it's a severe system, then of course they'll announce on the radio or otherwise to let you know, stay at home. And I've had students, they come, as the passage said, they come to school and they find out they are the only ones there, because their parent, or maybe they live closer than the others, so it might not be raining here, because like I said, in Portmore, we hardly get rain unless it's definitely rainy season. The students who are coming from a little further off might be stuck at home, can't come out. And so these students, maybe one or two of them in the class, and they're saying, but it's only me, why do we need to have class? And I'm saying, yes, even if it's just you, even if you're the only one here, we're going to have class. And you should see that as a benefit, because here now you have the teacher all to yourself. All to yourself. This is the time you should use now to iron out any little thing that you need to clarify. Ask the teacher. So you have the teacher all to yourself. Now, on the point of making excuses, this is something that we really should avoid doing, because I always remind my students of the situation of other students in places around the world. By comparison, you have life very, very easy. Very, very easy. What you take for granted, other students would consider those things to be luxuries, and yet they don't use it as an excuse. So I've seen videos, and I always show my students these whenever I come up on these videos on the internet, of students they're having a class, full session, the rain is coming down through the roof is leaking, like 50% of the roof leaking and flooding, half of the classroom flooded, and they're there sitting, the teacher is teaching and they're learning. Some of them barefooted, some of them just sitting on blocks, no desks. There are many students who go to school without lunch, without books, but they seize the opportunity. At least they have a school to go to. Some have none. Some have none to go to. So I'm always encouraging my students to appreciate the fact that you can go to school, you have a support system, you have parents who would see to it that you get what you need, you have teachers who come out, and do their best for you. So take advantage of that, and don't let any little thing come in the way of you and your education, don't make excuses. If you failed to prepare and you didn't pass the test, you didn't get a good grade in the assignment, take responsibility for that. Accept that it was in your hands and you dropped the ball. Be accountable to yourself and be accountable to your teacher and to your parents who are making tremendous sacrifices for you. You have to hold yourself accountable. Don't try and make up any excuse. Oh, I wasn't feeling too well. I didn't eat breakfast. I didn't sleep well. We come up with all kinds of reasons why we did not do what we were supposed to do. Try not to do that. Hold yourself accountable. Prepare for what you need to prepare for. And toughen up, toughen up and try to handle some of the little inconveniences, some of the little discomforts that life can throw at us. Handle it. Toughen yourself up. Alright? And don't make excuses. If you have been motivated by this video, which I hope you have, please share it so other students may benefit as well. And remember, on the Kemet Maasai Academy channel, we have not just the motivational videos for students, but we have mathematics videos from grade 4 to grade 11. This is something that I would encourage you to take advantage of and share those mathematics videos with as many other students as you can, especially those who are struggling in that area and could use that boost, could use that because in those videos I break down the concepts as much as I can, just give it to you straight, what is it, what the concept really is. So that's something for you to take advantage of and share. Alright, so I'll see you in the next video. Take care.